What's up, party people, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing a little product comparison, a little smackdown battle with a couple of foundations from Catrice. So we have an OG and we have a noob. So in the right hand corner we have the OG, the infamous HD liquid coverage foundation, which has been a long time love of mine. We're gonna be comparing it side by side with the brand spanking new True Skin Hydrating Foundation. See, I'm gonna put one on each side of my face. I'm gonna compare the finishes, the coverage, the wear, all that good stuff on my oily acne prone skin. So let's go and get into it. So before we get started, I do want to say that I will have everything I'm wearing listed in the description box, and my eye makeup, the rest of my face makeup, even my skincare prep, in case you're wondering what I got going on, because I've been digging my skincare lately. So yeah, it's all gonna be down there. First, let's talk about the OG. So again, this is the HD liquid coverage foundation. This is $11. They actually have 26 shades now. Whenever they first started out, like for the longest time, they had like 6 shades. So they finally expanded. It's not super inclusive, but it's better than what it was. I'm in the shade Sand Beige, which is not my shade, never really has been. It's an ultra lightweight, high coverage foundation for a natural looking finish. Lightweight and non-oily texture that feels like a second skin, provides a long lasting full coverage without the mask effect, and creates an even complexion. This comes in a little medicine dropper like this, which I actually like. Now let's go ahead and move on to the new one, the True Skin Hydrating Foundation, which is also $11. And they only have 17 shades in this. So I don't really know why they do that. I don't know why brands don't just come out with their full range. It's like they're testing the waters to see if it goes over well, but you know, you're missing a huge demographic of people who could try this and give you feedback by not making it a very inclusive shade range. I got the shade Cool Nude, which I'm not a cool tone shade at all, but this is the one that looked the most neutral. So I don't know if you can see that, but it doesn't really look super cool tone in the jar anyway. But it says this long wearing vegan foundation has medium buildable coverage that gives your skin a natural real skin finish. Formulated with hyaluronic acid and watermelon seed oil for intense hydration. Has an ultra lightweight texture that melts into the skin, and is available in 20 shades. Wait a minute, 20 shades? Yeah, there's definitely only 17 available on the Ulta website, so there may be 20 on the Catrice website or maybe on Amazon, I'm not sure. So this one does come in a pump, so I don't know how easy it is to control. I haven't tried this one at all, so this is gonna be like a first impression, which I like to do first impression tests like this. I like to have like a natural reaction to it. Like I don't wanna know, do I already like it? Do I already hate it? Like I want to make it organic. Okay, so I'm going to start with the HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. Here's what the consistency and color looks like. And once again, this is the shade 30 Sand Beige. I'm going to go ahead and blend that out with my AOA Studio Wonder Blender, which is my favorite sponge. But hopefully you can see, number one, how fast it blends out. Like it just melts into the skin. But also, it's pretty full coverage. I had the little scabby area right here that I want to cover that up. But as you can see, look at that. It just vanished. It definitely does lean more on the matte side, but it's not a flat matte. I've actually seen people with dry skin say they love this and that it wears really well on them. It also depends on what kind of skincare routine you have. So if you don't use a lot of moisturizers and serums and stuff like that, then it may be more matte than what it is on me. My pores, like I have pretty large, like behemoth pores. I'm porous like a freaking sponge. It just completely washes over those and just makes my skin look poreless and blurred and just very soft focused. Every time I wear this, like I'm so shocked at how pretty it is, and like, why do I ever stop using it? And it really does look like a second skin. Like it's very natural, even though it does have full coverage. Like it's a very natural full coverage. It doesn't look super makeupy or anything. I'll move on to the True Skin Foundation. The pump is very easy to control. Like it's a very like high quality, like, oh, you can do a little bit, you could do a lot kind of pump, you know? There's what that consistency looks like. And once again, that's a shade Cool Nude. And I mean, it's definitely lighter. It's maybe a little bit too light for me, but I mean, I wouldn't really call this a cool tone shade, so I don't know, maybe it's different on my skin, we'll see. I'm gonna wipe off my sponge. I'm gonna use the same one because I don't have another clean one. I'm so lazy. Okay, so I went ahead and re-wet my sponge, just kind of got it more warm and wiped off the residue. I'm getting pretty good coverage on this side, which I didn't really expect that. I did have a couple of red spots, like had one right there. As you can see, it's a little bumpy texture because yeah, don't do it. Do as I say, not as I do. Don't pop pimples. So I'm just gonna build it up just a little bit right through here where I have some dark spots, and wow, that is full coverage, oh my God. But on the back it actually says that it leaves a natural matte finish, which is weird because it has hyaluronic acid, like it's a hydrating foundation, so that's a little different. Medium to high coverage with a comfortable skin feeling, and it just says True Skin but better. So, I mean, so far, so freaking good. I'm just gonna take just a little bit, like I'm just gonna take like whatever's left over on the pump and just put it right there on my little volcano friend. Okay, it looks like it kind of is oxidizing a little bit, like it kind of is darkening the longer it sits on my skin, because that little spot right there where I just touched up just to add more coverage looks a lot lighter than like this area right through there. Wow, this is good. I say that and it'll probably melt off in an hour. So here's what each side looks like, and I got full coverage with this one. Like I did not expect that at all. Like I have some dark spots and like hyperpigmentation right through here, and I don't see those at all. My pores on both sides look so smoothed over and so filled and minimized. I mean, from side to side, I can't really see a huge difference. Is this the same foundation in just a different bottle? Like, is this a scam? I will say something I'm noticing on the hydrating foundation side is that it kind of is settling into my little like parentheses, like my little indentation right there. Right there. That's interesting, but it's not happening on the HD side. So I'm just gonna make sure to keep bouncing that out before I go in and set it, just to make sure I don't set that crease. I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera and finish up the rest of my face, and I'll be right back to show you what it looks like with the full shebang. I was an idiot again and forgot to show you the time before I left. So yeah. So right now it's 5:16, but it was about 5:02 when I looked at the clock when I turned the camera off. So I'm gonna say I got done applying the foundation like before I did the concealer and the rest of my face. I'm gonna say it's about 4:50. So we're gonna say 4:50 for our check-in time. But I don't know if you can tell, but my face looks banging. I fully went into this video thinking that I would like the HD foundation better because it's seriously one of the best drugstore foundations that I've ever tried. But aside from the little line creasing right through here, which I still see even after powdering, this side actually looks a tad bit more smooth and just airbrushed. Like you can see it. Like, I don't know if it's just the lighting, like a difference in lighting, because I do have less lighting on this side, but this looks like a filter, okay? What is happening right now? I feel like the colors are also kind of going into play with how my skin looks, because where this one is lighter and brighter, it's gonna make my face look overall brighter as well. I don't see a huge difference from side to side. I will say I feel like my pores are just less visible on the True Skin side, which is weird. It just goes to show you that the more hydration you have, the better. Like, it just makes your skin look so much better if you have any flaws. But the HD foundation isn't settling into this little line right here, and this one, like I said, still is, even with powder. With the way everything else looks, like, I can almost get past that. My forehead's looking good, no settling or aging action happening up there. But I'll come back at the end of the day, and we'll do a little final conclusion, and we'll see which one's better. Final check-in time is now 12:30, so we are about to hit the 8-hour mark. Is that right? Yep, almost there. I've been out of math for a while. Before I go any further, I do want to point out that I did not do any touch-ups today at all. I don't apply extra powder, I don't blot, I don't apply, more setting spray or touch up my cheek products or anything. I actually watched a wear test video the other day of someone that's a pretty big YouTuber, and she started blotting at her second check-in, like a few hours into the video, and I was just like, what the fuck? You're doing a wear test to see how something wears on its own without like any touching up with it. You just want to see how it just wears organically, and you're blotting, which completely botches your results. Needless to say, that stuff pisses me off, and I just don't think that that's what you should do in a wear test. Here's what each side looks like. So we got the HD side looking pretty spiffy, not super fresh, but it's still there. And then here is the True Skin side. So honestly, they both held up pretty much the exact same. I do want to point out that I did get stuck in a rainstorm earlier, so I was out in the rain for a little bit. Like, it was like, little sprinkles all over my face. So I feel like that probably did play a role in how this wore. I mean, they're not waterproof, so they're gonna break down a little bit. I do see some fading on my forehead as well. And again, like, it looks kind of like blobby. Like, it looks like raindrops. It doesn't look like this isn't sweat. It's not like this is a random spot to have a fade off mark. So it's definitely to do with the rain. Honestly, after this long of wearing each foundation, neither side looks cakey or heavy, thick, makeup-y. I wouldn't say that they're like super skin-like. Like, they don't look like I'm wearing nothing on. However, I will say though, the True Skin side does look a tad bit more like poreless, smooth, lineless. Like, it just looks very plump still. But I feel like my cheek products also held up fairly well. My bronzer is probably the product that faded off the fastest, and honestly, that may be why I'm seeing hyperpigmentation in the exact same areas on both sides. So maybe the wear off isn't due to the foundation, it's due to the bronzer. That would make sense. Yeah, I would say the HD foundation is just a tad bit more mattifying. It's not a flat matte finish, like there is a little bit of radiance to it, but there's just more radiance with the True Skin one. I do want to point out that that little creasing that I got right here on the True Skin side, which also want to mention that I didn't see that ever on the HD side. I'm not really seeing that anymore. So I don't know if the foundation just kind of like melded with my skin and just warmed up to where it just kind of dissolved the creasing or what, but yeah, that's pretty much gone. And I feel kind of guilty saying this because I feel like I'm betraying an old friend, but I actually feel like I like the True Skin Hydrating Foundation just a tad bit better. But yeah, I love both of these, and honestly, I would say that either one's gonna be good for pretty much any skin type. But if you guys have tried either of these foundations, then please let me know your thoughts in the comments below and what's your skin type. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up if you want to see more product comparisons like this. So subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and turn that notification bell on to always see my stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah.